probably been quietly festering for months. He wasn't there yet, but he was rapidly approaching the age when his GP would start questioning him about his fry-ups and cigarettes and asking him to count and report on his weekly units when he'd only turned up at the surgery to get a verruca looked at. The waistband of his suit trousers was digging into his gut, and it was impossible to sit up straight and be comfortable in them. He tried to feel his heart, to become aware of it beating steadily in his chest. He looked away from the nuts and at her, and yes, she was still staring at him. "Sudden can mean heart, can't it?" he said. They'd have said if it was his heart, wouldn't they? Somebody would have said. He was too young for that. Didn't anyone say? I didn't ask. There wasn't anybody I knew well enough. The quiz was going on around them. He worried that they were too conspicuous. He in his second-best suit, and she in her black dress, sitting together in a corner when the rest of the pub had split into rowdy groups, noisily conferring and scribbling their answers onto sheets of paper. They weren't exactly being stared at, but he felt like a sore thumb all the same. He should have suggested something else. A coach, perhaps. The quizmaster was sitting at the end of the bar shouting his questions into a microphone, which roared and whistled with feedback. The next question was about the Bible. "Amen," he said. "What?" She thought he was agreeing with her about not knowing anyone at the funeral. He twitched his head towards the bar. The last word in the New Testament. Amen. "Amazing. We should have entered," she said, and marvelled at how sarcastic she could sound without meaning to. "Did you talk to his mother?" "Only to say hello, to say it was a lovely service and we were sorry. And she didn't know me." He meant it in the sense of remember, but there was that too, that sense of being unknown, of being on the outside of things, that he'd felt and hadn't expected. "I hate this," she said, fidgeting. "I want to go home. Back. Are there really no trains?" They'd been through this already. The last one, the one they were supposed to be on, had left without them at 9. He took out his phone and started looking for car hires. The Wi-Fi in the pub stuttered and his browser was slow to connect. Was it expensive to hire a car at short notice? He felt a moment of panic, that sense of being stuck, of being moored somewhere, without help. And this was his home. He hadn't told his mother he was coming back today. As far as he knew, neither had she told her father. It was supposed to be just a day's visit. "We might have to stay. Should we phone your dad?" he asked, already knowing what her answer would be. "I know it's not ideal, but—" She snorted, not needing to tell him that, according to her, the possibility of either of them phoning, or even worse, turning up at their parents' houses and asking for a bed for the night, was out of the question. No need for the rigmarole of a return to the single beds with faded duvet covers from childhood, the hastily put-together welcome, the questions about work petering out until someone, thank God, put the television on. They'd make a proper visit at Christmas, which wasn't too far away. "He's not that bad," he said. Yes, there was Brexit and his opinions about, well, most things, but everyone's parents were like that, weren't they? Didn't everyone have a whole list of things they didn't speak to their mum and dad about? Sharp edges they became willing to work around just for the sake of a pleasant evening? If he said that, she'd call him a name. Sellout, turncoat, something like that. "I'm not staying there," she said. And that was that. "My mother?" He glanced at his watch. Getting a bit too late to phone her now. He imagined her, impossibly elderly. He'd been a late, unexpected baby, a possibly unwanted one, he always wondered, mistaken for the menopause, hunched before her crossword book with a flask of tea. She only boiled the kettle once in the evening. He didn't know which way she'd voted.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.